getting back to Sherry's concern about the fact that she's happy with her family, loves that whole setup, but at the same time she misses the alone time. And her daughter and the 2 toddlers have moved in with her, which is very good. Now, on the alone time, you don't always have to go away, because the alone time, the quality of exchange, when you say alone time, really what you really guys mean, which you don't notice, is you want a better conflux with the energy of the nature. And you think that is created when you change your geographical point of stay. And that's not true, because the nature energy, universal energy, is available and traveling and in movement from one end of the universe to the other end of the universe, in all directions, which includes wherever you are, whether you're here or in Hawaii or in somewhere else. If you're looking for alone time, which means you're looking for a more conflux with the energy of the nature, that's the alone time, when your mind is not busy with the other things. Therefore, it can tune in into the frequency of the energy exchange and feeling oneness with the whole alone. That's the whole purpose of it. Alone, in the dictionary, old dictionary, you look at it, alone means all one. Well, all has 2 L's now, but then he had one. All one. So alone really is got tremendous power and responsibility and opportunity to it. Alone means not lonely. Alone means all one, tranquil, in harmony with the frequency of the universe, with the energy conflux of the universe, with one with the nature, with one with the whole entirety of the being of us, the nature, the universe, alone, all one. So for that, which means you want the complete conflux to create that oneness. And for that, you don't need to go out of town. You just need to be able to create that frequency, that catalyst, that situation, that environment where the conflux can be expanded. And for that, you, of course, need to have a time where you're not distracted from other things, and you create that space for yourself and do a meditation, which would bring the ripples of your mind to infinitely imperceptible decreasing ripples, which brings about the more calmness on the surface of your mind, which would then be like the calm pond, which reflects all the happenings much clearer and far more distant from before it actually arrives on the pond. In other words, if the pond is choppy, even the picture of a big, huge moon doesn't reflect properly on it. You will look at it and say, what is it, a broken bulb? What is this reflecting in this pond? Because the waves are going up and down. But if the same pond is quiet, no waves, and calm, and surface of the water is clear, then even a dashing bird, before it arrives completely on the lake, it shows its reflection. The wings and everything is clear because there's not much waves. The brain is the same. If you can go through the exercise of decreasing the ripples of the mind, then it becomes more clear and reflective. And therefore, things that are about to happen or it's not quite clear for you becomes all clear, and then you can have a better information, and from that better information, make a better judgment. From that better judgment, you will have a happier results, which brings you better results, which brings you the happiness that you're looking for. So these are all the process and procedure to create that alone time, because what you want from alone time is not just hang around, put your feet up and say, okay, I have a glass of wine and that's my alone time. No, that's a physical way of your taking care of yourself. Just like anybody who goes out for a day and comes home and says, puts my feet up on the couch. That's the first thing they do, because they say, I want to take the load off of my feet. Well, great. But most challenges in life is mental. So how are you going to take the weight off of your mind? Do you have any mechanism for that? No, most people don't. And they don't realize that just like the body, if you hold something heavy in our hands all day long, after a while we get tired or eventually we crumble. The same thing with the mind. All the weights and all the challenges are in the mind. And if you don't have a way to release these weights off the mind, take things off of the mind, and take the load off of our mind, and be able to let it relax, like we put our feet on top of the couch and relax when we sit on the couch, put our feet up. we have to have a way to relax and take a load off of our mind. And that's where the meditation comes to the picture. And if you do that and create that alone time for yourself in that way, then that would be a better way for you handling it. And then whenever we could get to Hawaii, we will. That's for sure. Or you could get to Hawaii by yourself, you will. And that's for sure part of the program. But to be more able to have that alone time and benefit from the reason you want to have the alone time is when you learn how to do that meditation. And of course, as you know, in the Me, My Psyche and I, and chapter, I think it's chapter 39, is it? We have chapter 32 is meditation. Elaborate discussion about meditation and how to meditate step by step. You can do the meditation. Then chapter 33, we have our mind and meditation. Chapter 34, we have our mind needs a home. That's why it's like a gypsy. It's all over the place, doesn't know where to be. Where everything else in our body has a place. Like our finger, we know it's here. Our nose here. Our ears here. Eyes here. We know everything where it is, but our mind, our thoughts. It doesn't have a place. Therefore, thoughts and mind is all over the place. Therefore, we lose the stability and the unification of mind and body. And that's when the mind and body is not coordinated in two different places. The body is here, mind somewhere else, and doesn't have a place in the body itself. So it's not totally coordinated. Therefore, we don't manifest our total power, which it actually is manifested when the mind and body are coordinated. If you look at the video that I have on the YouTube, that it says the mind power. I think it says mind power. And then you will see a man is trying to lift me up. A bigger man is trying to lift me up. That's a short part of the video of the seminar I did at a local university about the end of fear. And for that part of it, I needed to demonstrate something. So if you just take that, go on YouTube and search for willpower or mind power or unliftable body, something like that, and you will have a bunch of videos. One of them is a 50-minute, the whole video of the seminar, and which used to be for purchase on my site. But now I've released it for everybody to look at it. I believe it's released. And the other one is a 12-minute version of it, a short part of it. And the other one is 5-minute promo of it. Either one of them will show you what happens when you manifest your total powers, when mind and body both is coordinated. And that also tells you how important it is for us to learn how to coordinate mind and body. Now, if you understand all that and then follow what I've shared in the chapter 34, then you'll know how to give a home to the mind, how to create that, so the mind also would be at the same, have a place, have a home in the body. And so it wouldn't have to be running around and be all over the place like a gypsy. Because, you know, when you want to shake someone's hand, you know where your hand is. You don't look for it. You just bring your hand up because you know it's here. It's not like you go get it and bring it and then extend it and shake hands. But the mind, every time you want to use it for anything, for math or for anything else or focus on something, you got to collect your mind. You say, let me collect my mind. Why? Where has it been? Because it's all over the place. So you try to focus it, bring it, and then you try to focus in here. Because you all know focus is power. And we need to train the mind to do focus, be able to focus on demand by default. Just like when we go to the gym and strengthen our bodies through weight training and proper training and all that, there are exercises that we need to do for the mind to be strong, because strength is in focus. And in focusing time is where the real strength is. Look, as I explained before perhaps, if you look at a weak sun ray in the afternoon of the winter, even today, the sun is not so strong, is weak. But a weak sun ray in a winter afternoon, you can still put it through a magnifying glass and focus it on the other side on a piece of paper and have the paper catch fire. Why? Because it wasn't strong, but you focused the ray, the sunshine, and the focusing brought fire to that piece of paper. But if it's a hot summer day in Ontario or any place in Hawaii, and yet it's noontime, it's very hot, but yet you use a projection lens, and you put it through a projector's lens, And the other side, that hot sun is dissipated. It doesn't. Another end doesn't It doesn't make the piece of paper catch fire. It dissipates. So we know that the focus is power. Focusing is power. That's why we got to teach our mind to learn how to focus. And that one way to do it is through meditation, which again is explained in the book. Let me plug the book now. Everything we do, we have to. I hope that I didn't have to sell anything. Just do what I want to do. And so chapter 34 is our mind needs a home. Then chapter 35 says the calm mind. Chapter 36 says the mind that seeks truth. And then chapter 37 says nourishing the body, forgetting the mind. And chapter 38 says unifying the mind and body by living in the present. These are all interesting topics among what do I have here? It's about, I've got 66 chapters, 339 pages. So quite a bit of stuff for $5.99. Now, so if we are able to do all these, then you get total benefit of your entirety of existence in this journey of life. And that's how you can create that alone time to actually work for you and be a point of strength. Now, there are a lot more about these meditations that I talked about here, which is in the book, because the focusing is the power, but the power is in the staying focus. And that's what the secret of the whole meditation is all about. Now you know it. So, having said all that, I hope that would be something that would be helpful to you. Sherry. Sherry says, a meditation retreat would be nice. Might have to find one close by. In the meantime, you can do it on your own, as I mentioned from the book. And then, of course, if we can all have a meditation retreat someday as part of our exploration of what we just talked about, it's a good idea.